Oh, hi.
Good evening.
Howdy doody.
Welcome to Wednesday Wisdoms.
Pastor Phil, Pastor Janice.
That's a dangerous
Watch out for
weapon.
that thumb.
A
So,
dangerous weapon there.
it is. It's 6:30 on a Wednesday, and you know what? I went outside, and I felt warmth from the sun. It's still a little smoky, but not. You can't really smell it bad. It really wasn't too bad.
Hi,
It
Sandy.
was like, hi, Sandy. And so it wasn't bad at all. Liked it.
Yay. I'm assuming you can hear us.
Yeah. If you're not, then you probably would have told us by now. And
You would think.
you would think. So we're using the microphone right at the moment because
Yes.
we, frankly, keep forgetting to go down and see if we can do anything about it. So
We'll work on it.
we will. But by all means, if it's not working, somebody needs to tell us, and not somebody that always has audio problems.
Yeah, right. Yes,
Oh.
they can hear us. They
Okay.
just said, okay.
Well, I would
super
assume they
duper.
would have said something, but okay.
Yay.
Let's go for stupid jokes. And these do qualify. Okay. I just had some dates and
Sunflower seeds.
apricots and sunflower seeds and walnuts. So, who makes shoes for fruit?
Who makes shoes for fruit?
Uh-huh.
Not the Keebler Elves.
No. Peach cobbler. How do you fix a broken pizza?
A broken pizza.
Uh-huh. Tomato paste. I know. It's like they keep getting worse as we progress. It's amazing. Who writes nursery rhymes and squeezes oranges? This is just plain stupid. There's no way you're going to get it. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Mother Juice. I know. Right here. Sorry, I didn't make it up. I couldn't make that up.
I have a joke for you.
Actually, if I'd made it up, I wouldn't have said it.
Yeah. And you
I
could
wouldn't
have
have
just
admitted it.
skipped that one altogether because it didn't make any sense.
Yes?
So where do you go to learn to make ice cream?
Oh, no. Well, certainly not the ice cream parlor.
Sunday school.
Yeah.
Put
I
that
like
with
it.
the rotten jokes.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible. That was funny.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think Carol McCants sent that via,
Carol, thank you.
I think.
So, was there anything we needed to say about, we think we did everything about Toby or?
Well, we can mention it again. I've written a tribute to Toby. I have not yet posted it, but I will be doing that in the next day or so. So our little Toby is retiring from her years of service, and she's had quite the quirky little life and quite the little quirky service. So I wanted to fill you in on all of that.
Has she done anything silly in her new place? Or I think she's settling right in, as I heard. She sleeps in bed now and wanders around and
Sits on the couch watching birdies outside.
yeah.
So she has a happy life.
I think she does.
Yes.
So, okay.
She's always had a happy life, but now
Yes.
it's just a different life for her retirement.
Yes, it is. Okay.
I wanted to show you. This is a slab of rose quartz. Isn't that beautiful? It's lovely. We're going to talk a little bit about the energy of rose quartz in a bit.
Energy?
Energy.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Here's another piece.
Didn't know if you made up a word or not.
No.
She makes up words.
I
Of course,
do.
we both do. We both make up words.
And this one has a rainbow occlusion in it. I don't know if I can get it so that the light will hit it just right.
We don't have a flashlight or anything.
No,
so.
I don't.
Okay.
Darn it. Anyway, that's a really pretty one. I really like this energy. So there's a lot of pink energy going around this evening. Pink. You're wearing purple. That's
You didn't
kind of
you didn't
a
tell
compromise
me.
there.
You didn't tell me.
I don't think you have anything pink. Real men wear pink. Oh, one day we were at services, and Cindy McKay's son, Jeff, was just a little guy. He was probably 10.
He's no longer a little guy.
He's not no longer. He's in grad school, I think. Doing great, by the way. Yay, Jeff. Anyway, Phil had a pink shirt on, and Jeff came up to me and he said, "Real men wear pink." It was just the cutest thing ever. It was really funny.
It was, and I went,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So we need to get you another pink shirt.
Maybe, I don't know what happened to it. Obviously it
Wore out or-
wore out or something. I outgrew it.
Or died in the back of your closet. Some
Coulda
dumb
died.
thing. Could have
Coulda
died
died.
in the back of
Hey,
the
the
closet.
gyms are open again. Yay! I actually went and worked out yesterday. Everything hurts today. That hasn't happened in a long, long time. Because, I still work out all the time at home, but I went and worked out at the gym, and
He did-
I'll go
he
tomorrow
did.
again,
He
too.
did, yes.
So, it was absolutely wonderful. If any of you would like to go back or do go back or whatever, there were very few people. No music, no TVs. It was awesome. I loved it. So,
He's weird.
I know.
We're done with you.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye, honey.
Bye.
I love you. See you later. So, what I wanted to talk to you today about this evening, I wanted to go back over what we talked about on Sunday, this 4-point process for releasing frustrations and releasing aggravations, that sort of thing. I've walked a couple of people through the process privately afterwards, after Sunday service, and the feedback I got from that was that they attained a new level of peace. So that's a really wonderful thing. So that's what we're hoping for in these processes, is to restore our soul, be more balanced, and to have a happy life. That's what we're here for, right? There's certainly suffering in life, but there's also a lot of joy and gladness. And so finding that and finding a way to hang on to that is really important. And the things that can steal that joyfulness and that compassionate, heartfelt kindness and the peace that we have, the things that can steal that are frustrations and angers and aggravations and all of that. So the faster we can move through that, the better. Because there's nothing wrong with being angry, frustrated, or aggravated. It's just how long do we want to live there? And sometimes we carry around hurts and wounds that make us angry for decades. Because we're capable of that. We as human beings are quite capable of carrying those things around. And they don't really bless us. They don't really feed our soul. But we're afraid to let go. And part of us is afraid to let go because we're afraid to let the other guy off the hook. Let the other person off the hook. If we don't suffer, then it's like, well, I'm just pretending it didn't happen. No, our suffering doesn't do anything for them. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't cause them any anguish. It's neutral. It just affects us. So finding our own freedom from that so that we can find peace is a powerful thing. Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for this self-empowerment where we can move through our life with joy and peace and compassion. And certainly stuff happens. And people are people. People are human. Oftentimes people will cause us harm, either intentionally or intentionally or unintentionally, because they're going through their own crap or their own stuff. They have their own frustrations, and it's driving them to behave in a way that may be not supportive of us, maybe even harmful for us. That doesn't make it our business to carry. And often when someone is experiencing their wounds, their pain, their hurt, they download it to somebody else. Because they get to the point where they can't carry it anymore, so they've got to find somebody to download it to either be angry at or act out upon. And then that person carries their anger and they feel better for all of that. And then it's still, they haven't healed anything. They've only made it worse because now they have guilt and shame and frustration of their own. I should have done that, whatever. And that builds back up again and they have to find somebody new. Or the same person again. Often we get caught in relationships where that's a repetitive pattern. So how do we break free from that? This is really big stuff. So I have a 4-point process that I talked to you about on Sunday. And then afterwards, I want to walk you through a guided meditation. And we're going to use this color pink that I showed you, just like the rose quartz that I showed you earlier. We're going to use the color pink to assist us in this process. But first, this 4-point process is, we'll touch the different chakra points on our body. We'll go from the crown to the throat to the heart to the solar plexus and then back up. And in that process, we're going to look at things differently. We're going to look at things from the eyes of light rather than the eyes of pain. So the first thing we want to do is, you know how when we did cancel, we did thumb and third finger? This time we're going to use the middle finger. And we all know what the middle finger is used for, because that's a significator of anger issues, of anger. And it is also the finger that represents or is activated for the liver and the gallbladder, which carry anger. So very symbolic, and it works. So you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to tap your third eye. And while you do that, you're going to be noticing whatever this aggravated situation is. But you're not going to notice it with your mind that has repeated the problem over and over and over and recited to you how it's just like that situation and just like this other situation. Here it is again, and that person shouldn't have done that, and it was horrible and mean and terrible, and I should never have had experienced that. We're not going to look at that. You're just going to bring it to your third eye, to your awareness, and acknowledge this happened. So do that. Pick something that you find an aggravation about and say, this happened. And by bringing your awareness to that and taking the other person out of the picture, you're no longer engaging in that loop that is painful. So you're disconnecting from that loop of fret and worry and stress and frustration and aggravation. You're stepping out of that and stepping into this higher level of awareness. So this happened, and just notice. And trying only to notice the happening and not notice the other person. Okay? Okay, so this person, we're going to just step the person out of the way. So someone told me I was worthless. That really makes me angry, okay? So you just notice that. Just notice that. You have a right to be angry about that. That's a pretty rotten thing to have happen. But rather than judging that it's rotten, we're going to notice it. No judgment here yet. We're not here to judge that. You've done enough of that, have you not? We do that all the time. We judge it. Judge what was said, what was done, over and over and over and over. And it doesn't bring us peace. So we can either be justified and self-righteous, or we can be at peace. And this process will bring us into peace without causing ourselves further harm. All right, so just notice. Did you notice now what you're looking at? And just look at it with your third eye, with your mind's eye, with your expanded awareness. And once you've looked at it with your expanded awareness, it's a thing that is. A thing that happened, an experience that you had. Okay? Now, your throat chakra. This is where truth resides. Use that same middle finger, tapping your throat chakra. Your truth about this. Now, the truth is, I didn't like it. It wasn't about me. I didn't deserve it. Wasn't mine to carry. Got that? How does that feel? Doesn't that feel better than they were bad, they did this? No, this brings it back to me. This is my truth about it. My truth about it. I'm leaving that other person, that other situation out of it. Okay? I'm trying to read my notes, and it's not very bright in here. Oh, so we can just notice that maybe it had nothing to do with me. Maybe it had nothing to do with anything I said or did. There's nothing I could have said or done that would have made that any different. That person was just acting out from their own stuff. Okay? Now bring that truth into your heart space. What does your heart tell you about that? What does your heart have to say about that? And just tap and listen to what your heart has to say. Your heart is probably going to tell you that you're a survivor. You did good. You didn't cause any harm in return. You've grown since then. You're a blessing. Listen to what your heart has to say. Now bring that into your solar plexus. This is where our individuation is. This is where our courage is. This is where us as a human being, as stepping into our own self-power empowerment, happens right here in the solar plexus. That's the fulfillment of that. That's what that chakra does for us. The chakra is also yellow, which brings us joy. So courage and joy are here for us. So as you're tapping this chakra, solar plexus chakra, your third chakra, now honor yourself. Honor yourself for being a survivor. Honor yourself for living through that. Honor yourself for the grace that you've received. Honor yourself for the better person you are today, in spite of whatever might have happened to you. Honor that. Honor your courage. Honor your strength. And then bring the energy from that honoring back to your heart space. And listen to what your heart has to say about that. The heart is not going to tell you about that other person, whether they're right or wrong, good or bad. This is about, what does your heart tell you about you? Is your heart telling you to be at peace? Is your heart telling you that it's time to be kind to yourself? It's time to have compassion to yourself? Could be listen to what your heart has to say. And then speak your truth to yourself. I'm okay. I'm okay. This is not me. I am not the anger. I'm not the hurt. I'm not the wound. I am a precious child of light. And bring that into your third eye, that into your awareness, and feel it ignite. Feel it ignite. And with that perception, that shifts everything. And not everything about that particular situation, not just that, but any situation that was similar to that, now it's like a domino effect. All those dominoes fall away. And they no longer cause you pain. And you can think of them, and even the old judgmental mind might bring them up again because you're habituated that pattern perhaps. We do that as humans, do we not? So when the habituated pattern comes up or something similar happens that reminds you of that, and your first instinct is to go to how horrible, terrible, and awful it was, then you can shift and bring it back to your third eye and perceive it from this expanded awareness which honors you. And it sets you free. How beautiful is that? Now, the people that I worked with this after Sunday services, each of them had a different, unique situation, so their process was a little different. So don't be afraid to change it up a little bit and find what works for you. The key here is removing judgment and removing that other person out of your energy field completely. And as you do that, you disconnect. They can no longer download frustration or anger or pain because they're disconnected from you. You can no longer draw it from them by remembering. When we remember a wound and we have anger and hatred and frustration, and we connect into that energetically, that person still has power over us. That person still can download pain. I'm done with that, aren't you? This 4-point process allows us to move out of pain and into this higher level of awareness and empowerment. So now I want to walk you through a guided meditation. This guided meditation was gifted to me years ago and it really, really blessed me as far as clearing some old wounds. And so I want to share that with you. So just kind of settle in and relax a little bit. Just be in this state of peace. Be in this state of self-kindness, self-compassion, and self-empowerment. And in that state of being, I'd like you to find your way to a cove near the ocean. So the ocean water's coming in, but this is a safe little cove. There's beautiful sandy beach, and it's sheltered from the wind, and it's sheltered from storm. And you're just walking along this beach. And I'd like you to visualize person, place, or thing, whatever thing that is causing you aggravation at this moment in time, way down at the end of the beach. And there's a little rowboat there. And whatever this person, place, or thing is, put it in the rowboat. You have the power to do that. Put it in the rowboat. Notice that the rowboat is full of whatever this person, place, or thing is. Okay? And I'd like you to surround that person, place, or thing and rowboat in a pink bubble. You know, the color pink, pink bubble gum. Or like the pink rose quartz that I showed you earlier today. Put them in pink, beautiful pink rose quartz. Now here's the thing. This is the coolest thing ever. There's another pink again. You know what pink looks like? You can feel that. When we wrap someone in pink, what happens is pink is the color of unconditional love. You don't have to love them. You're not wrapping them in your love. You're putting them in divine unconditional love. And what happens here is this is the most powerful thing ever. If they have love, if they love someone and have tender compassion for someone, that energy can come and go. If there is anything that is not love, it stays in that bubble for them to look at. Accountability. Accountability. It hits that pink barrier right back at them. All this angst and anguish that we've been holding on, trying to make that other person accountable, and they shouldn't have got away with it, and hoping that our frustration, our anger is going to somehow punish them or hold them accountable, doesn't work. This pink bubble does. So wrap them in this beautiful pink bubble. And any anger hits that right back at them. Boy, have I got stories that I could share with you. I don't have enough time tonight to share all the stories of people who have wrapped their person in a pink bubble, and the circumstances for that person change. They get to look at their own stuff. What they choose to do is up to them, but they get to finally not get away with it. They get to look at their stuff. So wrap them in that pink bubble in this little rowboat. And now, bid them adieu. See ya. Bye. You don't have to sit around and watch it. Matter of fact, the good book tells us, I don't have the verse for you, but the good book tells us when we're watching for God to mete out karmic response, he doesn't. If we let it go, then he can handle it. He's got this. But if we try to manifest that or manipulate that, hands off. God's hands off. So let it go. Bid it farewell. Toodles. Adios. See ya. No, I won't see ya, but goodbye. And see that boat moving out into the cove, and beyond the breakwater of the cove, out into the ocean. And watch that bubble and that lifeboat and whatever that circumstance, person, place, thing, watch it get smaller and smaller and smaller. And the further away it gets, the less attachment you have for it. You can just let it go. You can let their karma catch up to them. You don't have to do it. You don't have to hold them accountable. You don't have to hold anger in your heart anymore. It's not yours to carry anymore. And watch it get smaller and smaller and smaller. And soon that tiny little boat and this situation is just a tiny little thing, and watch it disappear over the horizon. And it's out of your field of acknowledgement anymore. You could certainly call it back and anguish over it some more if you'd like, but you don't have to. And there may be other aspects of this situation that will come into your awareness again. Take it to the beach, put it in the boat, wrap it in pink, adios, and watch it. Now, when I did this, the situation that I was going through, I didn't think I was ever going to have any freedom from that. I didn't think I was ever going to have any peace about that. It took me 3 times of doing this, and 3 different aspects of this particular situation. But on that 3rd time, it never came up again. You know, the person was a part of my life, and I could still have interaction with that person, but the anguish was gone. The sorrow was gone. The pain was gone. And I could perceive it now from this intuitive spot of the expanded awareness. And I could realize and know my truth that I'm a survivor. I'm okay. It's not about me. I can be kind to myself. I can bless my journey. I can put my attention elsewhere. And I can honor my courage. I can honor my strength. And I can listen to my heart space. Let my heart space guide me into finding my own truth and to setting myself free. So I hope that guided meditation really helps you. While you're still here noticing the beach and noticing the cove, maybe you want to just notice the sun is shining and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Maybe a gentle breeze washes across you and you feel such peace, such relief, such joy emanating back from your soul. It's always been there. It's just been shrouded over with something that had been overwhelming you. And now look down, and here on the beach, you'll find something, a symbolic object for you. Maybe it's a shell, maybe it's a piece of sea glass, or maybe it's a gemstone. Whatever you experience has spiritual symbolism for you. So pick that up and receive that. You may want to put it in your heart space and carry it with you. You might want to put it in your 3rd eye and remind yourself of this experience. Maybe you want to put it in your throat chakra as a blessing, as an anchor for your truth. Or maybe it's something that would go in your solar plexus chakra to just honor your journey and honor your strength, honor your courage. Whatever is right for you is what's right for you. You may just want to carry it in your awareness. You may want to put it in your psychic pocket and bring it with you. And allow yourself to walk back away from the beach, free, peaceful, and joyful. And find your way back into this here and now, into this time and space. Deep breath in, exhale, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. If you have any questions about what you received as a gift on the beach, text that in to Mr. Phil and he will call me on the phone, on the house phone, and we'll intercom back and forth and I can give you a interpretation of what that might represent for you. So if there's any questions, anybody else have a question about their guided meditation? Doesn't look like it. If you do, go ahead and type it in. I'll get back online after we close up here in just a minute. And I'll respond to you online. So whatever works for you. Mr. Phil, if you would join me up front, please. Oh, Sandy Lang, she got a garlic press. A garlic press? Oh, let me see what a garlic press might mean for you. Let me ask. Here's Phil. Hello?
Hey.
Speakerphone.
Yeah.
So,
He had a garlic press.
yeah, I just saw that. So
Okay.
I can barely read that.
Okay.
I have to ask Spirit about that one, a garlic press. So what I'm getting on the garlic press for you is garlic is,
Bad breath.
well, bad breath. So this is about squeezing out of life all the flavor you can get. And if we didn't have that spicy garlic flavor, things would be really bland. So this is giving you the power to extract from life all the goodness that you would like to have for you. And maybe it's time to make spaghetti. Maybe. I don't know. What? Anything else, Phil?
Brandy had a seahorse.
A seahorse. Okay. So the energy of a seahorse is really cool because they hang on to the seaweed plants with their tail. They hang on. And so this is giving you the ability to weather the storm. It's giving you the ability to hang on no matter what's going on around you. You have an anchor point here and nothing can disrupt you. Does that make sense to you? And it's also about the ease of movement because they just move around when they want to, and when they need to hang on, they got it. So this is ease of movement and anchor point when you need it. That makes sense? This process today that we did may be a real good anchor point for you to utilize. So hopefully that's helpful. Anything else?
Luana was wondering if this is recorded. She got called away in the middle.
Yes, this will be recorded and it'll go back on Facebook here in just a few minutes. And then we also have Shannon Mobley who takes these and she'll post them on our Divine Fellowship YouTube page. So if you're not much of a Facebook person, you prefer YouTube, you can go to the Divine Fellowship on YouTube and it'll be there.
We have hundreds of videos on YouTube.
Yes, we do. Yeah, Shannon has been faithfully doing that for many years. So bless you, Shannon. Thank you for doing that. So you can check it out there. Often they're done just by date. So figure out what today's date is. Today's the 16th, I think.
Yep.
And you can find it from there. Sometimes we get a caption or a title. Sometimes we don't. So we just do the best we can on that. So yes, it is recorded, and thank you for asking. And I hope you find the rest of those. Now, the Divine Fellowship is lowercase, the Divine, all one word. THEDIVINE space, capital F, Fellowship. Because there's other groups there that have the Divine Fellowship, and they're not us.
But we were the first.
But we were the first. We were the first. I think we were the first.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, why wouldn't we then?
I don't know. Anyway, so anybody else there?
Nope, yep, that's about it.
All right. So you want to join me back here, Phil, and we'll wrap it up. So thank you for tuning in. I'm so delighted that I could share this with you. This has been helpful for me, and it's been helpful for others. If you have a specific issue you want to walk through, oh, just fall in, Phil. Welcome back. Private message me and I'll get back to you, or message me on the Facebook thing and I'll find you private message way and I'll walk you through some stuff. Okay? All right. So I have no idea what we're going to do for Sunday services. So
Well, that's Sunday. This is Wednesday.
I know.
Plenty of time.
That'll just be a whole nother thing. So energy circle, if you're by yourself, just put your hands here. Let's just do our hands this way today.
Okay.
So you're connected to Divine Source, you always are. And as your awareness expands and you're mindful of that, conscious of that, with that expanded awareness, that energy comes in and enters your heart space. And you can send it out to your left hand. And when you send, that probably looks right on, I don't know.
It's my left.
Send it out to your left hand. My left hand is already getting warm. Can you feel that? Clammy, but working in the yard. So anyway, then send it to your left hand, receive it in your right hand. And what that does then that'll travel up your arm and back to your heart space. This completes an energetic circuit. And by your intent, you can energize this and amplify the energy between your hands. And soon you'll start to feel a lot more energy flowing between your hands. So bringing energy in, sending it left, receiving from the right, drawing it back into your heart space. Now, while we're doing this energy building process, there may be someone in your circle of influence you would like to send healing or comfort or encouragement. And this energy doesn't know time or space. It will find them because of your intent, and you'll be a blessing for them. Valerie Smith had neck surgery this morning. She's doing better. She's in room 2020. Isn't that funny? Poor baby. I don't know how she managed that, but so we're going to send her energy. There may be other people in your circle of influence that you personally would like to share this energy with. So just be mindful of them for just a moment. And now deep breath in and exhale to release them. We don't want any psychic backwash. Fresh, bright energy from that higher source into your heart space, down to your left hand, up your right hand, back into your heart. Let that cycle around for a bit. Letting it build, you'll feel this big orb of light building in front of you. And now take that orb of light. This is your rightful experience. This is how you're meant to live. Bring that into your heart space. May your life be a prayer. May God bless. And
many blessings to the folks in Pensacola and all in the Gulf states that are getting inundated with rain. Too bad California and Oregon and Washington couldn't get some of that, because bless those people that are having the fires. Yeah, we complain about the smoke, but guess what?
Yeah, blessings, blessings,
blessings.
So, and blessings to you. You have a great evening. We'll see you Sunday.
Toodles.